Jeff Cowan here from Jeff Cowan's Pro Talk, and I'm back with a new edition of my podcast entitled Right Service, Write Your Own Paycheck, the path to making over $100,000 a year when writing service in the automotive industry in the United States of America, Canada, and Australia. And at this very recording, just under 21% of you are doing just that, making $100,000 a year or more, plus benefits. But that means that almost 80% of you are not, so what are we going to do about that? Well, do what you're doing right now. Continue to listen to me, watch my podcast, go to my website, automotiveservicetraining.com, read the articles there, the blogs, and you will find between all of that I will give you and continue to give you the word tracks, processes, and techniques you need to be the absolute best you can be. And I'm going to brag here for a second. I've done this the past few podcasts, but I've been getting a lot of phone calls and emails and texts from you, the viewers, and you're telling me things like this: Jeff, by doing what you recommended, over the last year I increased my income by 20, 30, 40, 50%. I've got perfect survey scores, high effective labor rate, no heat cases, and they love it. And they thank me for it, and I thank them for watching and being dedicated. I can help you do the same thing they've accomplished by watching these podcasts. If you want to get real aggressive, give us a call and take a look at our training. I've got training for the individual that starts out at $197 a month. $197 total, $197 total, one-time pay, and all the way up to big corporations. So enough of the advertisement. Today I got a great podcast for you, I think, because I'm going to continue down a path I've been on here recently where I'm going to answer some of the questions I've been getting a lot from you, the viewer. We're going to deal with one question today, and here's what it is. I must have struck a note a couple of podcasts ago because, somebody was asking, or a lot of people have been asking, can you get promoted out of the chair from being a service advisor into other things? And so I got a whole string of texts and emails with a follow-up question. Here's what it was. Beyond being an advisor, what are the other opportunities in the automotive industry? So, okay, I can get promoted from there, but where can I get promoted to? Well, this is a great question because this tells me we've got people out there that are really convinced the automotive industry is going to be the career for them for their entire life. It also tells me managers, business owners, you're doing a great job because you've impressed on these advisors that there is something really to this industry as we that are already in it know, right? So let's start with the dealership, the service center there. What can you look for there? Well, if you're a service advisor, if you want to go up the ladder, typically going up the ladder from an advisor would be to be a manager, service manager. And each time you take one of these steps, your income should increase somewhere from a little to a whole lot, depending on what you're doing and where you are. But to be service manager, you do that for a while, you prove you're good at that, then you could go from that into a fixed operations director or service director. Now that title, for some of you that are newer, may not be familiar with it, that's where there's multiple locations involved, and so you've got a service manager that's over all the service managers. From there, a lot of times we see those people go from that to general manager of a single dealership, or maybe general manager over several dealerships, and from there they go into dealership owner. And each time you go up the ladder, your income increases. And you get to a point, you work up the ladder, you get to a point where you're a dealer, you could very easily put yourself in the $1 million a year club, because a lot of those dealerships, that's what they pay. And that's a pretty big statement, but I can show you people, I can introduce you to people that started out being a service advisor, and with 10 to 15 years were business owners, were dealer principals, and they were doing just that. Now, like I said, I think in the last podcast when we talked about promotions, this is all available if you want it. But if you're a service advisor right now and that's what you want to do your entire career, don't be embarrassed by that. Don't be ashamed. Don't think you're doing anything that you shouldn't be doing, because I've trained and worked with literally hundreds, if not thousands, of people who rode service for 25, 30 years. They retired from the profession with great pensions and retirements. They lived in great houses, raised their families, drove the cars they wanted to drive, vacation, and had a great life. So if advisor is your gig, because you got to be happy at work, then do that. You want promoted in the dealership, there you go there. But we're not done, because you can also be promoted, if you will, spring off from being a service advisor to being working with one of your vendors. Maybe you like the fluid company, so maybe you want to become a fluid rep. Maybe you like tire company, become a tire rep. Something along those lines. You can be a salesperson with that. You can do all kinds of stuff in those things, and those people make really good money as well, depending on what the product is and what it is they represent. And as you know, if you've written service for just a month, there is hundreds of vendors out there. All you have to do is go to the NADA convention one time and walk around. You'll see all the different vendors and suppliers and stuff that work in the auto industry. It's endless. And you know what they're looking for is they don't have any problem. I've seen a lot of these companies go after the service advisor if it's, and it's just like all these other promotions, you have to be the best. You have to prove that you can handle customers, and you have to prove that you're able to sell. That's really what this is all about. Your salespeople. So many people get caught up in the other aspects of the job, the product knowledge, and all that stuff. But what you're really paid to do is to sell and handle customers. And these other jobs, it's you know, that's what they're going to look for, is people who can do that. So you got the vendor suppliers. You can go into training. A lot of these vendor companies are looking for trainers to train people how to use their product, how to sell their product, and implement it on their service drives. Within some of the larger dealer groups, they have trainers, you know, corporate trainers. You can do that if you can prove you know what you're talking about and can teach other people. There's all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's stuff like I do. I mean, that's been my livelihood for the last 33 years, being a trainer. And then so you can do that. Another thing you can do is go to work for the factory. Now, I don't see many people going from a service advisor into the factory position, but I do see it happen from time to time. And when it's happened, these people have typically been fairly successful. And once you start working with the factory, I mean, the opportunities endless there. But whether you stay at the dealership and you work your way up the ladder there, or you go to a supplier, or you become a trainer in-house, or you become a trainer of one of these products, or you become a trainer that teaches people to do stuff like I do, or you go work for the factory, the one thing they're going to look for in each one of those scenarios is somebody that can not just work a computer, and somebody that just doesn't know the product. They're going to look for somebody that can handle customers, has the skill and the ability to do that on a high level, and people that can sell. That's the key. If you can sell yourself, you can sell customers and work with customers. That's typically what people are looking for. That's the skill that you want to develop. And you know, that gets lost a lot in today's automotive industry, because you know, the automotive industry is trying to turn itself into Amazon, where we just put everything online. We don't have to talk to customers. And people are just going to buy and spend money. And they've taken themselves down a path. It's not working. I mean, you know, I have no problem with technology. I get called out on this all the time. I have no problem with technology. Would I have online reservations and appointments? Absolutely I would, right? I think you have to have it, but I wouldn't rely on it. You know, because what have they done? They've taken you, the advisor, out of the picture, so you're not talking to the customer. You know, they have videos, they have texting, they have emailing, so service advisors don't even have to get on the telephone anymore. And what's happened when they've done that, just look at the numbers, look at the history. Call me up, I'll talk to you about it. The sales numbers and the penetration, all of it's dropped, the profits have dropped and whatnot. Why? Because the automotive industry is basically a people business. And even though we've got all this technology going on, and Amazon's going through the roof, you know, and everybody seems to buy online, at this very recording, check this out. 86% of any sale that's made in the United States of America on a daily basis 86% still requires eyeball to eyeball, face to face, or voice to voice communication. So what are we talking about here? It's the people business. So if you develop those skills, again, I know I'm repeating myself here a bunch, to develop the skills to handle customers and be able to sell on a high level, the highest numbers, high effective labor rate, perfect survey scores, customer retention, and can prove you have no heat cases or very few disgruntled heat cases, all of these people, the dealerships, the vendors, the training companies, the factories, they're going to come looking for you, because that's where they're going right now to find the people. They're going to look for you if you have those skills. So if you got them, you're sitting pretty. If you don't have them, you need to develop them, and wouldn't you know, that's what I can help you out with. You call 1-800-248-2931, or you go to automotiveservicetraining.com, and you'll see that we have in-store training, online training, we have workshops. I come to you, you come to me. We've got it all, and we're the best at doing it. And I'm not talking just about companies. I'm talking about you as an individual. If you're working someplace and they're not investing in your ability to handle customers and sales, do it yourself. You only live once. Time is precious. Make the investment yourself. And as an individual, our training for you would start at $197. I mean, come on. And I'm going to show you how to make $100,000 a year. It's a no-brainer. Hey, my name is Jeff Cowan. I appreciate you watching today. I can't wait till we do another podcast, and I can't wait to see your emails, texts, and get your phone calls. Please continue to do that. But in the meantime, you go make it a great week. You make it a great month. Make it a great year. Go out there and maximize the opportunity so that you can have absolute and complete success and have the lifestyle that you deserve. Because between now and next time I talk to you, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So with that, Jeff Cowan signing off. Talk to you soon. Take care.